Good morning, third graders. Yesterday in class, we talked a lot about inferencing. Does anyone remember what inferencing means? Yep, sort of like reading in between the lines. So, inferencing means to figure out something about the text that the author did not tell you. So today, we're going to read The Sweetest Fig by Chris Van Allsburg. And I want you to figure out what type of person the main character is by using evidence from the text. Monsieur Bibo the dentist was a very fussy man. He kept his small apartment as neat and clean as his office. If his dog, Marcel, jumped on the furniture, Bibo was sure to teach him a lesson. Except on Bastille Day, the poor animal was not even allowed to bark. So, just from looking at this first page, what type of person do you think Bibo is? Yeah, you think he's a mean man? Why do you think he's a mean man? How do you know that? Because it looks like he's about to hit Marcel with the newspaper? Oh, and he won't let a Marcel on the furniture, right? He doesn't seem very nice, right? One morning, Bibo met an old woman waiting at his office door. She had a toothache and begged the dentist to help. "But you have no appointment," he told her. The woman moaned. Bibo looked at his watch. Perhaps there was time to make a few extra francs. He took her inside and looked in her mouth. "This tooth must come out," he said with a smile. When he was done, the dentist said, "I will give you some pills to kill the pain." So why do you think Bibo smiled when he told the old woman he had to pull out her tooth? You think he likes other people's pain? You think that makes him happy? Oh, you think he's doing it for the money? So he seems kind of selfish, right? It's kind of bad that he enjoys pulling out people's teeth. That he likes seeing them in pain, right? The old woman was very grateful. "I can't pay you in money, but I have something much better." She took 2 figs from her pocket and handed them to Bibo. "Figs?" he said angrily. "These figs are very special," the woman whispered. "They can make your dreams come true." She winked at him and put her fingers to her lips. It was clear to Bibo that the woman was crazy. He set the figs down and took her by the arm. When she reminded him about the pills, he said, "I'm sorry, only for paying customers," and shoved her out the door. That evening, Bibo took his little dog to the park. Poor Marcel loved to sniff the tree trunks and bushes, but whenever he stopped, Bibo would pull sharply on the leash. Just before going to bed, the dentist had a small snack. He sat at his dining room table and ate one of the figs the old woman had given him. It was delicious. Possibly the finest, sweetest fig he'd ever had. So what do you think Marcel's thinking? Do you think he wants some? I think he wants some too. Do you think Bibo's going to share? No? Why do you think he's not going to share his snack? He doesn't like sharing? Yeah, he doesn't. But why else? Of the face he's making? Yeah, he seems like he's just looking down on the poor little dog, right? In the morning, Bibo dragged Marcel down the stairs for his morning walk. The steep steps were hard for the short-legged dog, but Bibo wouldn't think of carrying his pet. He hated to get Marcel's white hairs on his beautiful blue suit. As he walked along the crowded sidewalk, Bibo could not help noticing people looking at him. "They're admiring my suit," he thought, but when Bibo saw his reflection in the window of a cafe, he stopped in horror. He was dressed only in his underwear. The dentist turned and ran into the alley. "Sacre bleu!" he thought. "What has happened to my clothes?" Then he remembered the dream he had last night. In his dream, he stood in front of that very cafe, dressed in his underwear. Something else had happened in his dream, and Bibo struggled to recall it. Marcel, looking out from the shadows of the alley, began to bark. The dentist looked up and saw the rest of his dream come true. No one noticed Bibo as he ran home in his underwear. All the eyes of Paris were fixed on the Eiffel Tower, which slowly drooped over as if it were made of soft rubber. Bibo understood now that the old woman with the figs had told him the truth. He would not waste the second fig. Over the next few weeks, as reconstruction of the Eiffel Tower began, the dentist read dozens of books on hypnotism. Each night before he went to sleep, he gazed into a mirror and whispered over and over, "Bibo is the richest man on earth. Bibo is the richest man on earth." Why do you think he was trying to hypnotize himself? Because he wants his second dream to come true? Why do you think he wants his second dream to come true? He wants to make a lot of money. Yeah, he wants to be a very rich man, right? He doesn't seem happy with what he's doing right now, but he just wants to make a lot of money. Soon, in his dreams, that's exactly what he was. As he slept, the dentist saw himself steering his speedboat, flying his airplane, and living in a luxury on the Riviera. Night after night, it was the same. One evening, Bibo took the second fig from his cupboard. It would not last forever. Tonight, he thought, is the night. He put the ripe fruit on a dish and set it on his table. Tomorrow, he would wake up the richest man in the world. He looked down at Marcel and smiled. The little dog would not be coming along. In his dreams, Bibo had Great Danes. So, how do you think Marcel feels towards Bibo? And how do you think Bibo feels towards Marcel? You think Bibo doesn't like Marcel? Why do you think that? Because he dreamed about Great Danes and not of Marcel, right? Right, it sounds like he's trying to get rid of Marcel. He doesn't want him there. Oh, you think Marcel doesn't like Bibo? Why do you think that? Because he's keeping his distance from him. Right. As the dentist reached into his cupboard to take out some cheese, he heard the crash of breaking china. He turned to see Marcel standing on a chair with his front paws on the table, chewing on the last fig. Bibo was furious. He chased the dog around the apartment. When Marcel ran beneath the bed, Bibo yelled at him, "Tomorrow I'll teach you a lesson you'll never forget." Then the dentist, angry and heartbroken, went to sleep. How do you think Marcel's feeling? He's feeling kind of scared? Yeah. Do you think that was the nicest way to treat Marcel? Do you think Bibo was going to treat him any nicer? No, I don't think so either. When he woke up the next morning, Bibo was confused. He was not in his bed, he was beneath it. Suddenly a face appeared in front of him, his own face. "Time for your walk," it said. come to Marcel. A hand reached down and grabbed him. Beebo tried to yell, but all he could do was bark. So, do you guys think that Marcel is going to treat Beebo nice? No, right? I don't think so either. So I want you guys to go to your seats, and I want you to write down how you think Marcel is going to treat Beebo by using evidence from the text, okay?